What's up, guys? Matt here, coming at you with a quick look at these Jconcepts Hold tires. These things feel amazing. I've had really good luck with the ruptures. The compound works pretty well, and so I'm excited to try these out. I've just been into a lot of stuff, getting a lot of run time with that here lately, so hadn't got around to testing these yet, but I did get them mounted up onto this thing, and so we're going to go run this. I wanted to talk about these. I think these are supposed to be 63 millimeter. If I'm being nice, they get 61. You can see they're about 60 there, maybe 61 if I am nice. They're a little bigger than the ruptures probably, but they're still not what they say they are. So I don't know why Jconcepts inflated their numbers. Like, it's kind of pointless. Either make the tire bigger or just measure them what they are. But either way, they do feel really good. I just mounted these up with the stock foams. I did vent them. I vent all of my tires. So we're going to go run this thing and just see if it can make a couple climbs that I've had issues with other tires, and talk about them a little bit while we're running. So I started with this climb right here because a lot of tires struggle with this. They went up it pretty well right away. Then you'll see I kind of blow it after I get over this and loop out. And then as they got dirty, they struggled a little more. I did get over this much farther to the left. So, you know, they kind of failed on that climb. I'm going to call it a fail, even though they did it immediately. But once they got a little dirty, they really didn't like it. It takes a very, very good tire to get over that, especially with this rig, because it sits so low. The belly just drags on everything. That's one issue with the TRX4M skid. It just sits so low. But overall, I was impressed with these tires and really like these tires. The main reason is these things did really good on my course, or, you know, they were right there with pretty much anything in stock form, in my opinion. Maybe slightly under something like the Ruptures or the DJ Crawler 68s, Injora 64s. Those are all some of my favorites right now. And scramblers, of course. I still just always love my scramblers. But in stock form, these performed really well. And they are a little meatier tires. So, you know, usually tires with big lugs don't do well out here at all. If you guys watch the channel much, you know, like, I just struggle with tires with large lugs on them out here. But these did well enough that I feel like I could run these here and then take them out to several other places in more loose stuff, and they would do well there also because they are a little meatier. So these things really felt glued to the rock quite a bit. I mean, some of the downhill lines this thing did, just like this right here, you know, I had to bump it a little bit, but it did pretty good on this also. Not as well as some, again, but pretty good, you know, able to get it done. I really enjoy this truck. This thing, when I was driving it, I was just like, you know, this is probably one of my favorites to drive. And it's really not because it's the most capable. It's just kind of the mixture of pretty capable mixed with good looks, you know, like, I don't know, it just performs well. I had a shock sticking on me. The driver front shock was kind of sticking, so a lot of it I was riding with this kind of like gangsta lean on it, you know. But the thing did really well, and going down this, I was surprised this rig went down this like it did, because it's not built for pure performance, but these tires just were stuck, man. I mean, watch, it just seems like they were gripping really well, and I could just kind of ease down this nice and slow, and you can see those rear, I'm almost just kind of like dragging them, and they're just hooked in. I do have to kind of gun it here at the bottom. That's what I was talking about with my last Slayer mullet build. It was able to slow crawl down this. Usually I kind of have to throttle out of this once I get to this little peak right here. Right here, you'll see it's getting ready to tip, and I'll just kind of punch it. But still, I was overall pretty impressed with how this thing ran with these tires. They're a pretty good size for this. I wish they were a little bit bigger. Even what they say they are would definitely help. But right here, the way I hit this is a little different, and you can see the overhang on the driver rear there. The fact that it was able to get over that right here is pretty cool. because that's tough to get up and over that. And these tires just seem to bite really well, and walked up over that. And then they held their line right here as I made this turn to the right. Usually everything wants to slip off of that and not make that in one swoop, and it just went right up it. So overall, I think these tires performed very well, and I was pleased with them on this rig. So this climb right here, this is about 52, 53 degrees. It's not anything crazy, but it's kind of slick. It's a little more like a sandstone type texture on this stone that's there. When you like run your finger across it, you can almost feel like speckles of sand like come loose off of it. So it kind of makes it slick somewhat, even though it don't look like it would be. So a lot of things. Well, actually, this is the first thing that I've really took up it. I haven't hit that with too many things besides some stock tires, and they didn't want to do it. But these got up it. You can see eventually they didn't go straight up the center. I think I probably could have got it straight up the center if I'd have hit it just right. But that, again, that front driver's side shock was sticking on me, really making me pull right bad. But check out this little hanging line right here. I love doing these downhill like hanging lines, and that's one thing I like about this truck. It has enough punch in the throttle, man. When you need it, you can just punch it and it'll save itself a lot of times. But this new section of the course here is definitely a lot of fun. I haven't even really finished the backside of it. Some of it is just way too like gnarly, like big huge holes and gaps, and like you can't climb it. You can go down it, but this side here is a lot of fun. And here's another little line I was trying to hang down and make it down, and you can see I totally meant to cartwheel down it and just land on my wheels. But again, here, this is a pretty good little climb. I don't know exactly how steep this is, but it's pretty steep, and these tires were able to grip and go up it just fine. So I think these are some really good overall tires. I'm sure they would do pretty well in loose stuff because they've got a lot of kind of meat to them, especially along the edges. So for me, I think these are definitely a good tire. I'm very impressed with these new lines of Jconcept tires. The very first run, those tires were absolutely terrible. I think I gave away like 2 sets that were still in the pack that I bought, and I tried the first set and they were so terrible. I just was like, I'm not running any of these. But these last 2 are so much better in this compound. So, you can see there, again, it had that wheel speed, just bumped up that. Very impressed with how this thing ran with these tires. I could see me definitely just leaving these tires on here. I think as they get worn in, they're going to get even better. Probably with some flubs in the front or some pine trees. I got some from Tony, some new ones that I'm going to be checking out. So some different sizes and stuff. So excited to get those put in, some tires. So if you haven't checked out those from CCXRC, check those out as well. But overall, these are a great tire. I highly recommend these. And, of course, the Ruptures have been excellent as well. So I'll leave you guys with a couple little runs, and I appreciate everybody watching. Peace.